Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Love is Blind, Season 7, Episode 10.
Tim, you had my wife on hots, man. I'm talking Hot Pocket.
My feelings were hurt.
Man, subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. Blair, you ready to walk us through this?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
So Nick and Hannah are taking engagement pictures together. Throughout the picture, he keeps saying that she's taller than him.
I was noticing that too.
Yeah, she's wearing her white boots that she likes to wear with the heel on them. She said that, I thought you were secure. Well, they get the pictures back. They end up liking them. But I did think that was kind of strange how he kept pointing out her height.
He kept saying it. Like, even some across the lines of, oh, you chose to wear those shoes today? Like, yeah, now, granted, those heels, those boot heels, whatever she was wearing, are dusty, right? But, Nick, if you're secure, don't notice it. You get what I'm saying? But I think even the way the photographer was setting y'all up to take the pictures and things like that, it sucks because we seen all the previous episodes of Nick being a child, and then like we see the photos of him sitting down in the chair and she hugging him and he just sitting there as if it's like a little middle school picture. So it's like, I wish there was more pictures for him to look a little masculine, but like you said, he have insecurities. He's trying to hide it as if he's confident about it, but he keep bringing it up.
Yeah.
Hannah been the same size from day one. You get what I'm saying? But yeah.
Yeah. So we get into Ramses and Marissa.
Yeah.
So the interesting thing about these episodes with this season is that we're always like in the middle of an argument.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to preface it by talking about the argument. Marissa's not feeling well. She is on her period.
Yeah.
She has been driving back and forth from Baltimore, and she hasn't been feeling very affectionate and sexual. So Ramses is basically talking about how he's wondering, you know, she's switching up on how she's feeling when it comes to sex. She switched up on the time frame when it comes to kids. Like, what else is she going to switch up on?
Yeah.
She's saying she's good, but she's not good. She's saying she's not mad, but clearly her energy has shifted.
Yeah.
But she wants to know that, you know, when she gets pregnant, or, you know, basically she talks about how women who have had cancer where their husbands cheat on them. And she wants to make sure that he is really with her and is not going to leave her when she's not feeling the physical part.
Yeah.
He wants to make sure that they have their physical connection, and he wants to make sure that it's 100%. He says that he's not trying to force her into feeling any type of way.
Yeah.
He talks about in Cabo, it was great, but now they're dealing with a lot and she doesn't want to be touched. Like, he just wants to make sure long-term the situation isn't going to be what it is now as far as her not being affectionate and physical. Marissa talks about how she denied him probably like 3 times.
Yeah.
And she feels that she has been affectionate with him. He talks about how he probably did feel rejected when she rejected him. But he wants to be respectful of her and where she's at. But everything is still a big decision. He tells her that he still wants to marry her, but he wants to be clear.
Yeah.
And that's when they get into talking about the cancer thing, when women have children postpartum, and wondering if that will be an issue for him in the future. And he says that's a fair question.
I'll let you go first on this, Blair.
This is Ramses not being 100% honest. This is how, like, I like to say how he tries to pander to Marissa.
Come on, Blair.
But he's not actually being honest about how he feels. I think that the way that he is right now and the maturity level he is right now, it is a problem if she doesn't want to be her normal physical sexual self.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a problem for him. And I don't know if he really can stick beside her if she's not in the mood.
Yeah.
And that is scary. And I wish he was 100% more honest about it, instead of saying like, you know, I want to be with you. I don't want to force you to do anything, but it is kind of an issue, but it's not really an issue. So you're just kind of got this girl's head spinning because she doesn't really know what's up from down when it comes to you in this situation and what's real. So no, I feel like Marissa, if you're not 100%, if you're not feeling great, you know, number one, you guys don't have the history for him to know how you are in your ups and downs.
Yeah.
So I can see why he would be a little bit fearful. But if she has explained to him that this is the issue and I'm not feeling my norm, then I think he should respect that instead of saying, is this how it's always going to be? So to me, Ramses is coming across as like immature and unable to kind of bend to what her needs are in the moment and being understanding. He's not giving her much grace.
Yeah.
So.
Let's stick, for like the lack of words, I want to stick to that word masculine, right? Because she has put it on the forefront that that she don't want a masculine man, that I think he is doing what you're saying, Blair, about he's pandering. And even their conversations it's just a whole bunch of just random stuff. Like there's like, I don't really know what I don't even know his feelings outside of his feeling towards the military when it comes to his needs,
right?
And things of that nature. So to me, it did come off as immature, and I think we should not fall for the trick of just because they talk about everything and basically say what's on their mind, that there is progression being made. You get what I'm saying? Because really, it's just empty conversation, empty hugs, because like whenever like they feel like they hit a roadblock, he just want to hug her, or they just want to hug each other and just let you know, like, you know, I love you and things like that. But there's no progression and there's no structure being built or foundation of like, when I feel this way, this is what I need.
And actually solving the issue,
exactly.
coming to a compromise.
Exactly. It's just a whole bunch of rubbing the back, patting the head, and things of that nature, and just saying things that I think you want to hear in the moment. But I this scene really did rub me the wrong way, and I don't think they are compatible at all. I'm 100% off them.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
So Alex meets Tim's parents.
Yes.
The mom likes the idea of the experiment. She talks about how Tim is a good person, and she was surprised that he would be vulnerable in a situation like this.
Yeah.
She talks about how his vulnerability can also be separation, to where he just needs time alone.
Yeah.
And Alex says that she does give him his time alone and then gives him space to come back.
Okay.
The mom says that she is the same way, and she talks about how love makes the relationship work if you're willing to give and take.
Okay.
The parents don't take marriage lightly. Their family has also been through a lot, and they talk about how you have to have respect for each other's viewpoints.
Yeah.
So we see the parents step away with Tim to have a private conversation. And Tim's dad thinks that Alex is a beautiful person and this could work. Tim doesn't think that they're always in sync, and he's not quite physically affectionate, even though that's something that she wants. But he says in the middle of an argument, I'm not going to want to be affectionate with you.
Of course not, but that's not what she mean by being physically affectionate, but okay.
But the mom says that in a relationship, you have to be open to basically understanding and respecting what hurts your partner.
True.
There is no one that's perfect. There's going to be drama in order for you guys to become one. But mom feels that Tim is ready for marriage and a family, and they support them both fully.
I do like Tim parents. I'm not gonna hold you. I do like the fact that both of them come from parents that are married. So he do see at least an example of what he's trying to be. But what really stood out to me is that, like, okay, Tim really hold his parents to a high esteem, right? Especially since, and I don't know if it was since his sisters passed away, but I think it really did mean a lot to him that, like, hey, my parents is here, my mother's here, and things like that. You get to talk with them. And I do like the fact that the parents are in support of Alex. She said, look, like, if y'all go on with this, you will have our full support. I did like this scene.
Yeah, I liked it too. I felt like Alex made a good impression.
Yeah.
I thought that she talked about how marriage wasn't being taken lightly to her either. She talked about the length of her father and stepmother's relationship and how important it was for Tim to get her father's blessing, because she didn't want to take that away from him.
Yeah.
And I think that's important to know, that your partner values family just as much as you do, and values and respects your family's opinion when it comes to you guys joining a union.
Yeah.
And I think that was important for his parents to know, so that way they can see that side of her. And I think that's why Tim's dad thought she was a beautiful person, because of, the respect that she has for her family and her parents.
Yeah.
So moving on, Ashley and Tyler.
Hey, Ashley. Hey, Tyler.
So they're wrapping up this conversation. Ashley says that they are good at communicating. She does not hate him. She is disappointed in him, and she is just trying to navigate her emotions with this new information that he has kids.
Now, start over from that first sentence you said. Ashley said what?
They're good at communicating.
Stop. No, you're not. No, you're not. Listen here. Which episode is 10?
Yep.
I've been telling y'all this from episode 1. They have talked about nothing. It's been this relationship is literally built on love bombing. It's literally built on compliments, false hope, false dreams, things of that nature. No truth.
Right.
Because you're just finding out about his kids now. You get what I'm saying? So y'all obviously didn't get into the nitty gritty of each other. And I feel like the men of this season really talked about themselves a lot in the pods more than the woman was allowed to talk about themselves based on what we seen on the editing.
And they sure did keep a lot of things to themselves, even though they was doing all that talking.
So like, don't tell me you're good at communicating, because my wife been sitting here taking notes for 10 episodes and I don't know nothing about Ashley, and I definitely don't know nothing about Tyler from the episode. I had to find out from TikTok.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So don't tell me y'all good at communicating, because y'all talk about nothing. Go ahead, continue, boy.
She wants to know more about Tyler's dynamic with the children.
Yeah.
Tyler says that he was a sperm donor for his friend and it felt good. Now,
come on, stop it, Blair. No.
Now, if y'all heard the TikTok, we heard that the sperm donor situation was done the natural way. So I'm kind of wondering what the felt good part meant.
Listen, if you will touch it. You get what I'm saying?
But he says that he doesn't think the kids know what he looks like, because she asked him that, do they know what you look like? He's like, I don't think so. We've seen pictures with him, Greatest Dad t-shirts.
The
Christmas.
baby hold him over here.
Exactly. Lying. He asked,
man.
So we're going to try, like, when it comes to the relationship. And Ashley says yes. He's like, I'll sleep on the couch. If you ever change your mind, that's fine. But I know we put our full, foot forward as far as trying.
Yeah.
So they both feel like they've been together forever. He is scared of this not working out. And he tells her, if this isn't it, then this is it.
Yeah, like, no.
Lies.
No, it's like, yo, like these guys, like he mentioned God again. That's always a red flag. It's just all these things, the way he just love bombing her and putting the pressure on her to decide if, like, basically, okay, now that you found out that I lied to you, like, are you gonna be the one that's gonna end this experiment? And I don't want to hold Ashley too accountable, but I'm gonna hold it at least 50, right? Ashley, you gotta be the adult, and you gotta be the one you have to be the one in the relationship to be like, this is not gonna work.
Yeah.
You can't just see it through, and now when he blindsides you with 3 kids, you like believe anything he says after that.
Exactly. Like you haven't proven yourself to be trustworthy, especially after this.
No, you did not give me all the information. You gave me the information that you thought would get you a yes in the pods.
Exactly. And that's manipulation.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, it got me all tongue-tied. I'm so upset, right? So I cannot believe anything you say, because now you're going to say anything to get me to the altar. You get what I'm saying? So this whole idea of just her staying with him, listen here, I feel sorry for your sister, but he's lying to you. And Tyler been lying and things of that nature. And I can't wait till the reunion come out. I can't wait till more come out. I think she said something in a post not too long ago. Hey, don't believe everything you see on social media. Okay, true.
So what, we supposed to believe what Tyler said? I ain't doing that.
No.
I'm not doing that.
No. But let's continue.
So we get to Taylor and Garrett. They are taking a calligraphy class. She brings out the letters between her grandparents and just explains how they want to have something to honor her grandparents there. So they're going to have like a letter writing station. So they're working on the kind of postage or whatever that's going to be on top of, or the signage that's going to be on top of the sign for the letter writing station. So Taylor picks out the sentence that, I don't want to leave you so speechless you can't say yes.
That's a nice line. I like that.
And Garrett has to choose a sentence. We don't see him choose one. He's kind of just practicing his letters. So yes, good job, Garrett.
Hey, listen, I have nothing to add to that scene, to be honest.
Taylor wants to do something special for his mom. Garrett says that she might not want to be a part of it. She's still struggling with everything.
I lied. I do want to add something to the scene. The mother don't like you. It just is what it is. For one, she found out her son signed up for this weird experiment, and now she found out that her boy is moving across the country. So to her, you're a thief. You done robbed her baby boy. You get what I'm saying? So I think you should just cleave to Garrett.
Yeah. Don't worry too much.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I understand like family is important to her, so she wants to include them and let them know that, I'm not taking him, like I want to be part of your family and everything like that. But this is all happening so quickly. Like the mom's having a hard time wrapping her head around it. And I don't blame her for it.
Not at all.
She's just going to need some time. And honestly, I can imagine that they have to know if this is really real. I mean, this is like a whole television production. I'm sure that that's running in their head as well. So I agree with you. Like, just kind of cling to Garrett and try to make sure you guys are on the same page. Because who knows what his family's going to be thinking.
Let him smooth it over. And things like that.
So Hannah and Nick, they go on a date. They do a ropes course. They talk about how they worked well as a team. Hannah tells him that his icks are starting to become funny to her, just kind of how he was stumbling through the course and she was just kind of gallivanting around the course.
Yeah.
She always does things better, doesn't she?
She a clown.
So she says.
I'm telling you, I'm about to unleash on this.
And
man.
she asks him, does he think he's ready to get married in 2 weeks? And he says that he is ready to get married in 2 weeks. And he appreciates that they have the support from both of their families.
Yeah.
Hannah says, well, honestly, her opinion and decision is the only one that matters. It doesn't matter what their family thinks.
Yeah.
And she tells him he didn't answer the questions. Do you think you'll be ready to get married in 2 weeks? He's like, I said yes.
Okay.
And yes, I do. Hannah wants him to be an active listener, an active partner, and to have a little bit more initiative.
Okay.
She gets annoyed when he doesn't know things. He thinks that she thinks that he's a level below her, and he tells her that he wants to be treated as an equal. Hannah tells him, you get treated like an equal when you contribute like an equal.
Boy, you talking about this girl don't got no job. I'm just letting you know that right now.
My hand would have moved so fast, I wouldn't even seen it cross her face.
Now listen, listen. I do not advocate.
Oh my gosh, that would have been a reflex. I would have been like,
I don't advocate.
What hit you, Hannah?
I don't advocate
oh,
hitting
my
women.
hand? Dang.
I don't advocate hitting women. But I will say this though.
I was like,
I don't even and I don't even think she said it that way. I think she said something like, "Do you deserve to be treated like an equal?" It was something.
No, I wrote it like how she said it. You get treated like an equal when you contribute like an equal. I was just like,
it's almost as if it's like, look, I don't advocate hitting women. I'm never against hitting women.
I don't either.
But at the same time,
sometimes women need to hit women.
Okay. No, that's foul. Like, and I don't know who the hell Hannah thinks she is. But this ugly duckling syndrome that I told you she had in episode 1, and now that she sees that she's better than Nick, that she's taller than Nick, and now this insecurity that she was having with Leo and all this stuff in the pods, now that she actually get to see Nick, now she actually get to not only be secure, now that insecurity is completely gone, or put like this, it's completely covered because it's still there. You get what I'm saying? But now that she knows she's better than this guy, to the whole point, she's pointing things out like, you don't even read and things like, it's like, Hannah, do you really think of yourself that low? And the truth of the matter is you are that low. Because at the end of the day, the weight didn't make you who you are and things of that nature. When you losing weight, you gaining weight, you being 45 pounds heavier or lighter, or things of that nature, you are just an ugly person to even say that to somebody. And mind you, at the end of the day, I said this a couple episodes ago, you talking down and making your man feel less than is going to affect you. That's your man. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, why not build him up? Like, I don't even understand why she said that, to be honest. That was wild.
That was wild. She says that at 28 he should know certain things and it frustrates her.
Yeah.
She doesn't want him to be made to feel stupid though.
Then stop calling me stupid.
Nick says all he can do is work towards the marriage and continue to improve. And Hannah says that she feels that she's mature and she's ready for marriage. And Nick says that he has been growing since being with her.
What are your thoughts?
My only thing, number one, she was wild for saying you get treated like an equal when you contribute like an equal. You need to treat all people with respect.
Oh.
Just for human decency. And for Hannah to pretty much like trying to like put her husband like in a hierarchy of basically I'm here and you're there. I'm just like, that's probably how she views people in life in general as well. And I think that's probably why, like, I really believe that she speaks from insecurity and she probably does feel that she is beneath a lot of people. Yeah. So that's why she has to talk the way she does in order to get somebody beneath her. Yeah. And it's like you said, it's just an ugly trait. You can tell the insecurity. It does not make you look confident. It makes you look crazy. Yeah. So I don't think she's mature enough for marriage. I think she's going to browbeat her husband. No, she's not. He is going to some men get beaten to submission like that. No. But some men, I mean, they leave, they cheat, whatever the case may be. But I'm just like, Hannah, you're not ready. You're too much of an a-hole.
No, she's immature. And then she says something across the lines of, I think it was this scene, like, I hate backhanded compliments. If you try to compliment my wife while backhanding me, we're both going to backhand you. Exactly. You get what I'm saying? So I think she said in this scene, behind a great man is a greater woman and things of that nature. I'm like, you can't even compliment him right. You get what I'm saying? Like what's up with this greater crap? You get what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, I don't like that type of stuff. I think Hannah is a ugly person and things of that nature. And like, and truth of the matter is, usually when they see themselves on TV, she knows what she is, and things of that nature. That's why she had to come on a show and for someone to pick her blindly, because no one would see her and see her attitude and see her in her whole essence and be like, I want you.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So yeah, she I'm off her 100%.
Yeah. So Marissa talks to Ramsey. She is filling him in on the wedding planning.
Yeah.
They are going to do boho glam.
Yeah.
She talks about if he would like to honor his father since his father passed, and he said he would. So he's going to have his picture of his father when people sign in for the wedding.
Nice.
She doesn't want an aisle, but she does want their moms to sit next to each other. She feels like we're all coming together as friends and family. Let's just kind of do it a different type of way.
Okay.
She also talks about how she wants the marriage to look different than his previous marriage. She wants to do future wedding planning with him as well. She's like, okay, this is as much I want to do by myself now.
Okay.
So she's back to her normal energy level, and he was like, yeah, we figured that situation out. No, y'all have
No,
not.
y'all didn't.
And she's like, yeah, now we know it's just going to be a once a month issue of where I'm just not going to quite feel like myself.
Oh, like a period? Okay, cool.
And Marissa asks if he has any doubts. Ramsey says, it's just still stuff to plan and to figure out, but not enough doubts to say no. But she tells him that she is going to need reassurance throughout the process.
I'll say this, right? And I don't know what it is. I need, like, bro, when you was married, you ain't see these character traits in your previous wife or your previous relationship to where, like, during this part of the month, she may be a little short-tempered. And I'm not saying every woman this way. Some women don't even have those type of feelings and things like that. They may just feel like crampy and things like that, like, the regular things. But there are some people that when they do go to their period, they're not short-tempered. They just like, I just don't feel like myself.
Yeah.
To use one time, and truth of the matter, it don't even last 7 days when it comes to the attitude and stuff like that. To try to manipulate, because I think it's manipulation. I think it's all manipulation of like, oh yeah, we figured that out and things like that. And like, if something was to happen, like hopefully, like that's fair to think that I won't be there. Like, okay, because she won't be your little sex partner and things of that nature and serve you for 3 months for 3 days out of 30 or 3 days out of 31 days and things like that. I think that's selfish and I think that's immature. Yeah. Right. And I think you need to busy yourself. Like truth of the matter is, whenever my wife is going through whatever she's going through, there is enough things for me to do in this house for me to busy myself. You get what I'm saying? That I'm not going to use 3 days of her being to herself, of her energy being down, and let that outweigh the other 28 days that she's been cool. Like that's just wild to me. You get what I'm saying? And it comes off as he's inexperienced with women. Yeah. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's a bigger issue that they really need to dig deeper on, but they're just allowing things to kind of get brushed under the rug and just not going to deal with it until it pops up again. But I really felt like the question she was asking, like women who have cancer, women who have babies, dealing with postpartum, like these are all things that could happen in a person's life. Like, how are you going to handle that, Ramses? And for him to just be like, that's a good question. Like, no, I need you to think about it, and I need you to tell me your game plan, because you cannot bet on Marissa to be 100% all the time. You can't bet that the only issue she's going to have is her period. Yeah. Like, anything can happen to anyone at any point in life, and a marriage is for a lifetime. And so it's just, I think Marissa knows better, but I think she is just so happy to be in a good place with him that she doesn't want to push the issue.
And the problem is, now this gonna sound kind of like an oxymoron. They talk too much. Even though when they talk, they don't talk about nothing. They talk too much. Yeah. And they and here's one thing about me. I straight tell on myself a little bit, right? Blair wants to be part of my thinking process. Of like, whenever we have a discussion or things like that, she want to be part of the thinking process. Me, I want to come to you when the cake is already baked. This is my final thought. And like, you're not part of my brainstorming process, because my brainstorming process may be offensive. So that's my time to actually put things on the table, put everything on the table, and just like, okay, remove that. I don't know about that. I don't know about this. I don't know about this. And to this scene right here, if we was to stick to it, I don't know what would happen if someone have cancer and things like that, because that's a scenario I've never been in. But the one thing you can rely on, Ramses, is your character. So you speak on your character. Are you the type of person that's like, oh, when the situation changed, you change? No, speak on your character, and he didn't. So that makes me question his character and things like that, because I don't know what it's like when someone's with cancer, or just like if they get sick and they are my wife and things of that nature. Thank goodness we have good health and things of that nature. But my thing is like, but one thing I can speak on is, oh, I'm loyal. I'm too prideful to basically like have you have something over me that I wasn't loyal. You get what I'm saying?
And I also want to just make the note as well that I'm not expecting Ramses to know how he's going to be in every type of situation. Of
course not.
But speak on your intention.
Exactly.
For the fact that he can't speak on his intention and what he sets out to do, that lets me know that he's just going to go with the wind. He's not even going to attempt to handle things a certain way. And that is scary.
All right. Yeah. Now, Blair, I need you to take a deep breath. We're at the scene. Okay. You ready?
Yes.
Let's go.
So Tim and Alex need to talk.
They do need to talk.
Alex is trying to eat.
Yeah.
Tim's like, I need you to sit down next to me so I can see you so we can have this conversation.
Come here, daughter.
So Tim didn't appreciate some things that happened in regards to his parents.
Yeah.
So the parents drove 10 hours to come and visit Alex. When the cameras cut, she decided to take a nap.
Okay.
And he says that it's telling because it's not a choice that he would make himself.
Fair.
Alex says that she was exhausted. She is somebody who likes to take naps, and she spoke to them for 4 hours, and she just needed some time to rest.
Okay.
Tim says that also yesterday you weren't very responsive. You slept all day, and Alex says she only slept for an hour.
Okay.
So apparently she got her car back. I guess there was something wrong with her tires. And so he messaged her and asked her like, hey, make sure everything's good with your car. And she was like, it's fine. And he was like, okay, but like check your tires, make sure your tires are good.
Yeah.
And she didn't end up responding to that because she just read it and she was like, yeah, I told him it was fine. So apparently he called her, but she was sleeping during the time when he called her, but she called him back when she woke up. He took that as she wanting to move and to talk on her own time. Yeah. And he felt like that was disrespectful.
And we're going to talk on my own time.
And she didn't know that not texting him back would bother him.
Yeah.
She tells him that, you know, I can't read your mind. I need you to communicate certain things with me. And Tim tells her after reflecting on what he wants in a wife and in life, the answer for them is a no. Alex says, all right, I could say more, but is your mind made up? He says, I'm always listening to understand. But he does say, he says what he said. And Alex is just like, look, how dare you meet my dad and throw this relationship away that easy?
Yeah.
Tim tells her that he took the meeting with her dad seriously, and he feels that he has tried.
Yeah.
Apparently she was asking for more cuddles. He talks about how he turned around in a tight bed to give her some cuddles, but she didn't even acknowledge it. And she said it was because she was sleeping.
Yeah, he said little ass bed. I said, wow, okay.
He went to the grocery store early to cook for her family. Then he ended up having to wash the dishes. If it was him, he would have done the dishes since she did the cooking. He talks about how he could have communicated that, but he feels that if he has to explain that, then she's not the one for him.
Okay.
She tells him that she has been doing her part. And Tim says that he can't make her his wife. And they can agree that he doesn't want to see her ever again.
Blair, I'll let you go first. I'll let you have the floor and just tell me everything you felt about this scene.
I felt sad. I felt upset. I felt mad. And I just felt hurt for Alex.
Yeah.
I felt like Tim threw the relationship away too easily. I understand where he's coming from and the fact of, you know, I need you to be a little bit more considerate, mindful, and demure. No,
just a little bit.
But like, I need you to be awake and be engaged when people are here to visit you. You know, if I'm texting you and I'm, giving you advice and making sure that you have things in order, I need you to be responsive to me. Like, I need you here with me and engage with me. But to me, I feel like that's the easy fix. She talked about how, these are little things that we can fix. Yeah. I can understand with him basically where he's like, these are things that I don't necessarily want to catch you up to speed on. Yeah. These are certain things that I feel like as a grown person that you should kind of know. As far as if my parents drive 10 hours, don't take a nap in the midst of them being here. Like, be awake and be engaged until it's bedtime pretty much. Yeah. But I also feel like it's a little bit on the controlling side. If Alex explains to you, like, this is the type of person I am, this is the schedule and the routine that I normally have, you got to give her a little bit of time to adjust. Like, y'all just met and it's only been a few weeks that y'all have really been home and back in your routine since y'all have been on vacation. Like, she's only going to do what she knows. And if it's an issue for you, like, she needs to know that so she can make some adjustments. So I get where both of them are coming from, but I really feel like Tim was too hard on her. He made her seem like she was just lazy and non-responsive and all that type of stuff. And I don't quite get that from her. Like, I really don't. I think that she is just used to doing things her way, and she's willing to adjust. I feel like she has the open enough mindset to make changes to improve. But I feel like he completely shuts that down as if that doesn't matter. And I feel like that is like the most important thing to a relationship, is to be open to change.
Yeah, that's true.
And I feel like Alex is open to change and Tim is not open to change or even have grace for her to change. And that is frustrating and hurtful to see, because, you know, even in our relationship, like, we both have had to change and grow as people, and I've had to come a long way. There's certain similarities that I saw in Alex that I saw in myself, and I was just like, okay, I can see, like, you know, how certain things can be perceived, and you kind of just have to grow and change as a person. And I felt like she was going to get there. And I felt like for him saying that he doesn't want to see her ever again, I was like, she didn't do nothing to you that bad. Like, she was not a terrible person to you. And the things that we've seen, and even in the things that you've said that she's done, I don't think that she was that terrible to you, by what we're seeing and even what you've said. So I felt like he was coming down on her too hard, and I didn't appreciate it. So
can I ask you a question, Blair?
Yeah.
I said, can I ask you a question? Would you rather him say no now or say no at the altar?
I'd rather him say no now, but I just didn't like the way he did it. He made her seem like she was a terrible person, and I didn't feel like she was half as bad as he was trying to make her out to be. To
address what Blair just said about, like, herself and even, like, our relationship, we both had to grow in many ways. And as Blair said, she came a long way. I came a shorter way, but but we both had work to do. The only benefit to that is we don't get married in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's true.
This was a relationship for over 5 years that we've been together before we got married. Over 6 years before we got married. So there was you're my girlfriend. You get what I'm saying? So there was a grace period where I could be like, I'm going to tough it out with you. I'm about to come in the trenches with you. But Alex never had the opportunity to be his girlfriend. She jumped into being a fiance. And when you were a fiance, you did not have any of those problems. Do you get what I'm saying? So let me speak on Alex. Do not throw tomatoes at me. Okay? Alex is immature. Alex is lazy, right? Alex, she can't really pick up on social cues. There's no excuse why she went to sleep when his parents is there. That's wild. That's craziness, right? And I think everything stemmed from that. Also, we can go back to the honeymoon where she muzzled him, physically put hands over his mouth. I don't know what the argument was. Cameras be on all the time for everybody else, but for them, we just miss everything, right? So Alex is all those things. We seen her place, right? Outside of anything being mentally wrong with her, I don't know if she's going through depression or anything like that. So I'll put that caveat there. But there's no reason why an adult house should look like that. Zero. You get what I'm saying? So that lets me know you're lazy, you're immature, and things like that. And I think Tim is right to say, hey, I don't want to go through remedial lessons of, like, teaching you, like, decorum. I don't want to do that. Where he's wrong is what Blair said perfectly. It's too heavy-handed. That's like if Blair see a bug on the wall and then she takes a hammer and kills the bug. I'm like, thank you for killing the bug, but now you got to patch my wall. So with the whole, like, I don't want to see you again, and, like, the whole, like, it's a no, there's a way that you can leave her with some dignity in this, even though you don't want to marry her. Yeah. Right? Because I'm not going to judge him by his choices, because truth of the matter is, if I was with someone like that and we are just girlfriend and boyfriend, then I stick with them. But if I had to make a decision tomorrow, I'll probably be like, I don't think you're ready for this, and things like that. I think a lot of Tim's thing is fight or flight. You learn that in the military, and he don't have the grace or the bandwidth to forgive anybody. And it kind of gives off like, oh, he comes off as if, like, he don't smell his own itch sometimes. Dude, you get what I'm saying? Like you think you doing something because you cuddling me? I'm asleep. Yeah. It's like you talking about cuddles. And I understand that, Tim, you probably don't really do the things that I did, such as going to sleep, not washing dishes. Those are things called being considerate, right? And I feel like with Tim, every problem is is level 5. Every problem requires a come to Jesus moment. Every problem, hey, come here, let's talk, look me in the eye. And it could be something as simple. I feel like some of the problems, the only serious problem that he had that I think he's valid is you went to sleep when my mama was here. That's wild.
Yeah.
That's, to me, that is that is a sit down moment. Everything else he can say in passing. Everything else he can say, hey, like, I text you, I ain't get a text back. I ain't really appreciate that. Because what you do is you open the floor for her to explain herself. But what Alex said in this conversation, she said, well, can I say something? And that's when he was like, you're open to speak. I'm paraphrasing. And she was like, well, are you going to hear me? And that's when he was like, I'm always listening, but that's not true.
Yeah.
Because truth of the matter is, if Blair brings something to me or I bring something to Blair, and it can be a real offense, if I'm listening, if what I said justify what my offense was and things like that, she'd be like, okay, I ain't see it from that. Oh, you asleep? Oh, okay, then I got to take that offense off the table because that was a misunderstanding. Now, the washing the dishes and things like that, I just think that's maturity. That's just something that if you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah.
And I think Blair's whole point is there's a lot of things that Alex don't know to do. Certain cues that have to do with being a wife, not a girlfriend.
Yeah.
And Tim don't want to teach her. Now, what I don't understand is why he had to basically, like, it's almost like he stuck his chest out to basically like, and I don't want to see you ever again. I was like, come on, bro. She ain't do nothing to you like that. You just don't want to be a teacher. You just don't want to be a husband to her.
Pretty much.
No, I mean, like, no, because that's the facts. Even though it may sound like I'm defending Tim a little bit, I'm not so much defending Tim. I'm just trying to point out to Alex that, hey, all those things that Alex did was 100% wrong. But that means nothing. If I'm your husband, I'm here to cover you,
right,
dude? You get what I'm saying? Like, like if you're my wife, you're there to cover me. Yeah. It's not there for me to be like, you did all these things and then I bring judgment. It's there for us to have an understanding. And
so
then,
it can be better
and
in the
then
future.
we can be better in the future. And he did not give them a chance.
Right.
And she was right to call him a coward because in this fight or flight thing, you chose not to fight for your relationship. You chose to run away and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add, Did you get everything off your chest when it comes to Alex and Tim?
I got it all out.
You got it all out.
Yes.
Yeah, Tim, even though Alex may have been wrong, you are more wrong for being a coward because what do you think marriage is? Like, truth be told, small things seem like big things until big things really show up. And then that's when you wish you had the small things again. You wish you could just argue about falling asleep about my mom being here. But once that big thing show up, and then that's when you actually got to make real decisions, you go wish you had the small problems again.
Yeah.
And he didn't wait and give Alex a chance to redeem herself. And he kind of made us think, or trying to make us think, that she's going to stay this way forever. And we know that's not going to be true. I hope, Alex. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Let's go.
So the couples and Pod Squad are coming together to have a party.
Yeah.
They got to dress up like flappers, like back in the day.
I actually was thinking about doing that one time.
Yeah, I think it would be fun.
Yeah.
Nick says that he talked to Katie. He's talking to Hannah, and he's saying that's probably the only person he's going to have like a one-on-one conversation with.
Yeah.
Taylor and Garrett are outside. We catch another couple in the middle of argument.
Yeah.
So apparently Garrett received a text message from an ex, and Taylor wants to make it very clear that you need to shut down any type of conversations from women in the past.
Yeah.
Taylor tells him that she is putting her faith and her trust in him. She has been cheated on before in the past. So it's very important for him to shut things down. He says that he is 100% with her. He should have thought about it before he liked the message. And you know, that's pretty much where they leave it. But now's the time for them to work through it. She's just really mad at him. Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. I'm only going to say this because there's a part 2 to the whole thing. When people hear the word ex, they make assumptions that, in my opinion, that the relationship ended badly. So to her, she's like, oh, you shouldn't be talking to an ex because, like, I don't talk to my ex. All of my exes, we on bad terms. But there are some people who are on good terms with their ex, to where, let's say if something was to happen in their life, such as them getting married and things like that, some do get a congratulations text and things like that, or like a phone call. So I think all of this is new to her, especially since the fact that they get married in less than like 10 days and things like that. That like it just really like caught her like, whoa, wait a minute, you still in contact with your ex?
Yeah, but see, I don't even look at it like that. Like, to me, I'm just like, an ex is someone you had a romantic relationship with.
Yeah.
So if you're moving on to other romantic relationships, there's no reason to keep that person around. Y'all not friends.
He
you know?
He did not text her.
Yeah.
So like he can't make her not text him. Oh boy, here we go. Let's go. Let's move on.
I'm Team Taylor. Okay. So
and you don't even like Taylor. That's crazy.
I do like Taylor.
You said you did not like Taylor
at the beginning because I didn't like when she was trying to play like she didn't like him.
Okay.
Like, I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Let people know how you feel. Life is too short.
Yeah.
Okay. But I did start liking her when they were actually on the same page and showing affection and love towards each other, because that's what I like to see. I don't like to see that avoidance stuff.
Okay, Blair.
So anyway, Tim and Alex both arrive separately, of course.
I don't know why you're there.
I know you say you didn't want to see her ever again in life. Alex can be wherever she want to be.
Yeah, because
she didn't say that.
She ain't quit the show.
So Alex isn't mad that he wanted to end things, but just the fact that he shook her father's hand, like she calls him a coward. Ashley tells them about Tyler being a sperm donor. Ashley pretty much says that he's a great guy. They have a deep connection, and you know, he's so thoughtful of her. He brings her flowers every day. Like they talk about all these things, and basically, exactly,
bombs away. Just like it's just trash, man. I really don't like them. I really don't like them too.
Yeah. Monica arrives. Apparently she talked to Steven on the phone for a couple of hours. They talk through everything. She says they're in a good place, but definitely not going to be moving forward with dating.
Okay.
Bowden arrives, and then Katie arrives. Hannah introduces Nick to Katie. I was just like, oh my gosh. Like, this reminds me of, I think it was Chelsea who introduced the two people that were in the pause, her guy and the other one, and just being like, oh, she's like bad, isn't she? She's got a big booty, doesn't she? Oh no, when she was talking about AD's booty and her man was like, yeah, she looked pretty nice. And she was like, oh, you like her body for real? So this is what that reminded me of when I was just like, Hannah, don't be doing the most when you know Nick and Katie need to talk.
Exactly.
And Katie said that, you know, he's good looking in person. Garrett is talking about how his ex texted him. He's talking to Ashley, Tyler, and Taylor. And Tyler's asking, oh, so what'd you say? And he was like, oh yeah, so I responded to her. And Taylor was like, you responded to her?
Wait a minute, you didn't say that.
You didn't tell me that.
Yeah.
And he's like, and she's like, can I see your phone? And he's just like, well, let me, can I show you later?
Yeah. Like, no, you ain't go see my phone.
He says that he responded and told her that he is engaged and they should not continue to send messages to each other.
Yeah.
So Taylor's upset because you told her that you only liked the message. And she says, you should have told me that. Taylor ends up walking away and Ashley's going to check on her. Taylor's crying, saying that he's supposed to meet her parents. And Ashley says, omission anything is a lie. I hope you remember this, Ashley.
Ashley, you're a hypocrite.
So Ramsey steps away so that Bowden and Marissa can have a quick conversation.
Yeah.
Bowden expected her to be pretty. And Marissa was like, well, you can call me pretty. I didn't exactly know what Bowden meant by that. Are you saying that she's not? Like, I didn't get that.
No, I thought it was more of the line like,
oh, it might be disrespectful.
No, I thought it was more like because he asked her something across the lines of, do I look like what you expected?
Yeah, and
then that's when she said no, and then he said, well, I expected you to be pretty. So I took it as like, I ain't know what you look like either, but I expected you to be pretty. Okay. Like that's how I read it. I could be wrong because, you know, I don't know how to speak white. So she
thought that he'd be short and tiny.
Yeah.
Marissa says seeing Bowden feels like seeing a friend, and she feels like she made the right decision with choosing Ramsey.
Nice.
Katie tells the other girls that Nick is cute, with Hannah there again. The second time she's saying it in front of you, Hannah. Miss Big and Bad, why you ain't saying nothing?
Oh yeah, come on.
So Hannah tells Ashley that she can be a bit critical and hard on Nick because she's that way with herself. And Ashley says that he needs to see the fun Hannah too, but she also sees that Hannah can broaden his horizons. But Hannah says, I mean, I'm talking about sex too. Like, we have to work to communicate. Like, Nick isn't super sexually explorative. And she says it's like an 18-year-old type of situation. Certain things gross him out, like eating the cooch. She was like, he does not eat the cooch. She has to be careful how she approaches it because of his ego. She truly loves him, but she just gets frustrated with his lack of understanding.
And guess what? You only can go by facts. He don't eat your cooch. Okay? Like matter of fact, I'm not adding nothing to the scene.
Yeah, my only thing to add is that Hannah, this speaks to your immaturity.
Yeah.
If you're having issues in the bedroom with your fiance, this isn't something you need to talk to other people about. I get that the show encourages y'all to lean on each other to talk about certain things, but this is not something that Ashley can fix for you.
Exactly.
You need to talk to your partner about this and him only.
Facts.
So Nick and Katie end up talking. She's kind of laughing. Hannah and Monica are watching them having their conversation. And Katie talks about how she stereotyped him because of him being like the smooth football guy.
He said he was a kicker, y'all. Okay. But let's keep going.
And she says going after his type is why she feels like she's 35 and single. But she doesn't really care about age. Nick says that he was attracted to her from day one. And Katie tells him, yeah, you were my number one for a reason. Maybe love isn't blind once you get into the real world. And Nick tells her that she's going to make someone happy one day. She's a beautiful soul. He's like, your IG is pretty popping too. But he tells her that he was feeling her, but Katie dropped him. And he's pretty much like, why'd you drop me?
Yeah.
Katie says that she didn't think he was quite there maturity wise. Also with the objectifying comments talking about, I know you're sexy and I know this and I know that. And he talks about how he jokes around. He doesn't really mean all that stuff.
I don't think it was a joke.
And Katie tells him, look, you lead with your charm and your charisma a little bit too much. Like, try leading with your values and who you are as a person. Like, the you're so sexy thing sounds like a defense mechanism. She tells him that he's the whole package and she's proud of the growth that he's experienced. And Nick tells her that he's learned a lot and just asks for an invite to a Ravens game. And she's like, sure, we can do that.
Listen here, this episode's getting long, so I'm just going to say this shortly. The reason why he can't lead with his values is because he lived with his mama. His values is his mother's value and his father's value. Until he actually has true independence away from that, then he will figure out his values. Then he would have to do things for himself because he don't cook for himself, he don't clean for himself, he don't even walk the cat or dog for himself. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, it just is what it is. But overall, I think Nick actually handled the conversation respectfully.
I think it was borderline.
You think
I
so?
felt like there was a little bit of flirtation going on there. And I think that he was kind of trying to leave it open to be like, hey, invite me to a Ravens game. So I'm just like, he kind of left it open to let her know, like, yeah, I'm still interested, but I'm still with Hannah. And I think you'll find a great guy, but, I can hang out with you. But the thing is, you cannot hang out with her. Hannah will not allow it.
Yeah. And guess what? Women are better at picking up on those cues. I need a flashing green light and things like that. I'm just like, oh, okay, Ravens, Lamar Jackson, cool. You know what I mean?
So Taylor is telling Garrett that she is livid. You lied again.
Okay.
You said that you just liked the message and you ignored it. Now you're saying you're responding to it. Garrett says that he didn't really remember what he said. He didn't pause to think of like what happened word for word.
Yeah.
And Taylor is talking about how she's concerned because your story changed in front of other people.
Okay.
He didn't think there was a difference between liking and sending a response. He says it's all semantics.
It's all with, tomato.
The point is he should have told her the facts of the situation and he apologizes. She tells him that she needs to be 200% for him to meet her family and she is not 200%.
Yeah.
Taylor feels that there's too many red flags and if they don't go on this flight, then they're not going to be doing any of this.
Okay.
He tells her that he still is who he was before all of this happened and this situation does not define them. Taylor says, don't not tell me things because she tells him everything.
What are your thoughts on this scene, Blair?
Oh man,
especially based on your sign.
Okay. I'm pretty much like with Taylor. Why is your story changing? Why are we having a conversation and the new information is coming out later? Like, it does seem that you're lying.
Yeah.
I will say this though. Sometimes guys, y'all pick and choose what's important to y'all.
Yeah.
And y'all only share what y'all feel is important. And I don't get that way of thinking at all. I think that's a man-woman thing to where I'm just like, y'all cherry pick and only reveal what's important to y'all. And it can come across as lying.
Let me give you some clarification. Taylor say, I share everything with you.
Yeah.
Is everything important?
Hold
on. Yes or no for the jury?
No.
Everything can't be important. So basically, we only share important things. Like to us.
But y'all misjudge on what is important and what's not to your partner.
But my whole thing is when he said in that text, and I'm not even disagreeing with you, but when he was sharing with Tyler and Ashley about the text, he said like, she texted me and she's congratulations, and then I told her about like, I have a fiance and things like that. Like, his response back wasn't like, it didn't seem like he was flirting in response back. What was the foul part was that, whoa, we was outside and I was just crying outside and you didn't tell me you responded. He said, well, I liked it. Like, I ain't think about it and things like that. So I do think when it comes to certain things, I don't know about this specifically. I'm kind of borderline. It's not semantics, but it's not semantics. Hard stop, right? It's not semantics, but I don't think it's important because, and I'm only giving this Garrett a little bail. Do not embarrass me. If he really don't feel nothing for this girl and all she sent was something that like she reached out to him to show appreciation or whatever, and he just said thank you, like I'm engaged and things like that and we can't talk no more. If he really said that and he really put it out his mind because he's like, it's not important to me, then I can understand why he would not share the whole thing, because he's just like, it's not really important to me. But to her, she's saying, oh, you liked it, meaning probably it was a thumbs up or something like that. But now it's like it's a conversation, which leads to, I can't trust that you just said that.
You're right.
You get what I'm saying? So if he just would have led with that, of this is what I said when she reached out to me, I would have said, Taylor, whole reaction was an overreaction. But because he's only giving her pieces of the story within 2-hour increments.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? Then I gotta be like, bruh, come on, man. It's not semantics. You get what I'm saying? But go ahead.
No, I mean, that's really everything. I just felt like, Garrett, and the thing is, I feel like with guys, like, y'all just aren't going to do it just because that's not how y'all are wired. But I'm just like, just tell your partner everything.
No, we
just tell them what's on your mind and and the conversations you had throughout the day, and go for a play-by-play A through Z. Just tell us everything, because we do the same thing for you. I'll tell you what I ate for lunch, what I thought when I went for my walk.
I did not.
I don't know. It's not hard for me.
I understand, right? Yeah, I think for Garrett, I'm just gonna give you a little bail. I don't think there was anything wrong with what he did outside of just not being honest 100%. But I will say, Taylor, I'm only gonna say this, and this gonna seem kind of wrong to say, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Garrett is doing a lot for you, right? And to put the pressure on him while you are the only one that has to feel 200% about something, this man is willing to basically fracture his relationship with his mama to move all the way to San Diego when you sign up for a show of Love is Blind DC.
Well,
come on now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, don't make it seem like you always got to put the pressure on him to meet a goal. Yeah. Like we supposed to meet my parents yesterday, and if I'm not 200%, that it's not gonna happen. I didn't put 200% for you when you met my mom, and my mama don't like you. She don't even want no gift from you. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like, and then I'm moving to San Diego. So don't try to put that woe is me while at the same time relocating him across the country, and then making it seem like you have to get my parents' approval, and that's 200%. Stop.
Yeah.
If you go be in DC, you should have stayed in DC. So you wasn't really honest with your whole intention anyway of moving to San Diego. I'm not saying this is that, but I'm just saying semantics.
Okay.
Anything else?
That's all I got.
Listen here, we are going to release the next episode tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon. Look out for that episode. We will see you then. Subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. We see you then.
Bye.